You can read books, you can take courses, but nothing really puts it all into focus like getting more of the structure around an MBA. Because I had grown up on a livestock farm, I'd been working with cattle my whole life. I went out and did several ride-alongs with veterinarians, and at that time, veterinarians did a lot more working cattle and a lot less of consulting and giving advice. And so I started looking around for something that was more on the consulting or travel advice, working with larger farms, and that's what moved me into the dairy nutrition side of things. Networking has always been extremely important to me. I reached out to someone who knew a local veterinarian businessman called Jan Scheidemann. He took me on a tour of Transova. It was incredible to see his interaction with the team. He was jumping out and opening gates for tractors, and people were running up and giving him a hug. And I recall coming home and saying to my wife, if I ever go back to industry, I want it to be with a company like Transova. I spent 7 years in college and several years in the nutrition business to learn that I love people and leadership in business. If I didn't have the veterinary degree, if I didn't have the animal science background from Dordt College at the time, I wouldn't have probably gotten into this industry and to be able to serve the farmers and ranchers and dairy farmers in the US. I graduated from 3 years at Dordt, 4 years at Iowa State, and didn't have a single business degree. I always kind of said I have an MBA in the School of Hard Knocks, because when you're leading and managing, you're getting things thrown at you from a legal perspective, from banking and lending perspective. You learn a lot of things on the fly where you have a challenge and you read a book about leadership or coaching, and that's how a lot of my learning went over the years. For me, the MBA at Dordt was just an opportunity to kind of compress all that learning into a shorter period and then gain the expertise of the professors at Dordt that have seen a lot of things I haven't seen. I actually was able to take frameworks I learned at Dordt and institute them into our Transova system for decision making when we're going into foreign countries. The faith focus is why I'm doing my MBA at Dordt, to freely be able to discuss beliefs in life, your desire to serve God and others above everything else. Not only are you allowed to discuss that, you're encouraged to discuss it. The biggest leadership lesson I've learned in Dordt's MBA program is the lesson of introspection. It feels like every course we're doing some sort of personal assessment, or we're being asked to grade ourselves on strengths and weaknesses and where could we improve and how could we better serve others. Leaders are always looking to improve themselves. This MBA program has definitely given me that opportunity.